This is the demo for Dimday Red. Oddly enough, there are no settings for graphics. So yeah, nothing we can do about that. I don't even know. I mean, it doesn't look like it's gamepad. Well, I mean, you can use the gamepad, but it's a bit. I mean, I'll try and use it first. Wow. It doesn't use standard buttons.
47 years ago, Earth's orbit was altered, putting the planet in a collision course with the sun. In the aftermath of the lapse, as people called it, most of the northern hemisphere is now inhabitable, scorched Earth. Social structures are crumbling, while children born with sometimes powerful, but always deadly mutations. Corporations run by the 8 families have shaped the remnants of the old world to their image, pulling the strings up to the last day of humankind. Until then, people live, dream, and
I don't know
die
if
as
there's
they always
any
do,
voice or anything.
while the world around them
I can't hear anything
crumbles.
myself. There should be. It's like there's some kind of sound there, but it's really, really quiet. Who are you? Who? Oh my god. Yeah, no idea what the buttons are. See, I'm trying to use mouse now. Whoa. Maybe you can't change character. Maybe you can't change character. Maybe you have to use him for the demo. The complexity of our being is reflected in the 4 facets of the self: the physical, the mental, the emotional, and the spiritual. All your roles are affected by these stats. 5 points remaining. Customize your facets. Right, well, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual. Heel, foot. I think you're going to need... Oh, these are all on -1 to begin with? Isn't that weird? That's weird. Moralities. Boost 1, lower the rest. Lower 1, boost the rest. Oh. It's such a weird setup. So because I wanted to have, I think I'm gonna pick that, and then we're going to Well, we're going to have to lower physical, aren't we? What? Lower? I thought it was only lowered by 1. Emotional, spiritual. Ah, well. We're just going to have to go with it, I think. Maybe we don't need to be physically strong. Who are you really? Every time you gain a passive level up, you may advance and increase the trait card. Select a trait card. Spiritual +1. Physical +1. Physical +1. Wrath and purity. Greed and temperance. Oh my goodness. I think because it's such a tough choice. I think I'd probably go courage, but I'm going to go rage because of the fact that our physical is so low, and if that heart was hit points, it would mean that maybe we might get a boost in hit points, even though our physical is quite low. But if I level up our physical as we go, it hopefully will counteract that anyway. So that could be what I could focus on, would be physical. But then I don't know, because I never played before. We might find out that we don't need physical stats. So take a look at his playbook. Alright, what have we got? So apparently he is right, okay, so purity. Okay, purity doesn't help the hit points apparently. Colour of my eyes change. Connection, lock. Okay, so we'll look at our stats. So at the moment, physical we're lacking, but not by much. Only -1 now. It was -3 once upon a time. So that's full. So it shouldn't be too difficult to get that back on track. High levels of peace. Well, yeah. I mean, there's not much really good at technically. Let's just jump into it. Right,
The sun
so
loomed over the black market bazaar. already speaking volumes of the day's heat.
Yeah.
People were buzzing about, trying to swiftly finish their chores before the heat made it impossible to stay outside.
All right. So apparently...
But the usual serenity of the market was disrupted when two men ran past the surprised customers and vendors.
I wonder... I'm kind of wondering if maybe there's something wrong with my... on my end. How can I test that? Will it save if I go back to main menu? Yeah, I'm just not sure.
Damn it, Steen! You said this would be an easy job.
Yeah, just bear with me for a moment. I gotta check whether there's an issue on my end with the audio. Yeah, I don't think it's on my end. I think it's something wrong with the game. Something wrong with the game. There's just nothing I can do that's can make it better, unfortunately. I mean, I could turn up... I'll try turning up the volume on the stream. I mean, it won't help me. It'll still be quiet for me, but at least you guys might be able to hear it. So we'll try that. It won't help much, but it'll be a tiny help.
Stop complaining and run, you idiot!
Killian looked behind him and saw that the Praetorian that was chasing them was gaining ground.
In the name of Novus Ordo, stop!
As the two friends ran down the bazaar, a cart passed in front of them, and Killian saw a way to stall their pursuer.
Both choices use physical, which is what we're not good at. 44% success, 44%. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which one. Slide or jump. So it's a cart passing in front of us. Do I jump over the cart or do I slide under it? I suppose I'll try and jump over it. So I think we failed. Click the dice.
Killian jumped and was almost on the other side
Partial
when his foot
success.
struck the cart. He fell and the cart tipped over, spilling the various cabbages and melons it held onto the road.
Okay. Partial success.
He looked back and saw the Praetorian lunge towards him.
Physical again. Yeah, we're going to fail because we're crap at physical. So.
Killian barely managed to get up in time. With no minute to waste, he ran blindly into the crowd, losing sight of Steen.
Okay, finally, we might get a break because we've got. Yeah, so we've got a chance with spiritual. We might get a break here. Search for aura. What does that mean? Have we failed? Look at this heat going up. See, we've pulled up warm now, so now we're going to hot. On a failed roll, you get +1 heat. Oh, come on. Look at that. That's rubbish, isn't it? Gives us crap dice when
Killian tried to
we've
use
got
his
a
mutation
chance,
to
you know?
find Steen's heat signature, but it was useless. The heat made it nearly impossible to make sense of his surroundings, much less to concentrate.
Mutation to find Steen's heat signature. It was useless. The heat made it nearly impossible to make sense of it. Morality roll.
Killian slipped from alley to alley, trying to make
+1
sense of the day.
patience.
He scowled and cursed at himself for letting Steen drag him into trouble. Again.
So, patience is that. Patience +1. Yeah. I don't know.
It's a simple job, Steen had told him. In and out, and we'll be home before you know it.
The problem when you play these games and they got the random calculation, and when you get these percentage probabilities, and if you get one that's quite low and you fail, yeah, I mean, fair enough. But if you got one that's higher and it fails, you kind of feel like as if it's not really a balanced or fair thing, you know, like you feel like it's on rails, you know, like as if the game is scripted. It's not actually really random. But anyway, even though they might try and show it,
he slumped up against a wall and slid down onto the dirt. He clutched his head in his hands and breathed heavily. The day had turned into an absolute nightmare, and it all began when he chose to follow Steen Lizard to that damned warehouse.
I don't know how it's turned into a nightmare. I mean, someone was chasing you, but it looks like you've kind of got away for the time being. I mean, it's not a nightmare, is it?
A few hours ago, Killian snuck behind Steen as they made their way along the wall of an empty building. It provided moderate shade, but the rubble and trash that laid in heaps around them made for good cover. Dust was blowing in the air when a warm wind swept through that part of the centre, a part which no one but those working for the black market was allowed to visit.
It's just around this corner. Come on.
Steen snuck up to the corner of a building and took a quick look around.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
Damn it, Winkler!
Well, spiritual, you see, that's what we're good at again. 67% success rate. And again, it's a low roll, 1 and 4. So we failed on that.
Killian tried to look through the wall, seeing as Steen wasn't forthcoming with the answer.
So we get humility +1. And we already had humility down here, humility card. So humility there. So pride and humility, they were basically the two options that I could pick from at the beginning. I went with humility, and it's moving towards humility. But I mean, I just feel like this is a scripted story. You know, I don't feel like there's anything happening here that I have been in control of, or even has been going in the way of how my character is set up. I mean, we've had 2 failed rolls on spirituality at the moment, which, I mean, you know, +1. I don't know. It's feeling very scripted to me.
It was pointless though. The morning's increasing heat and a gnawing feeling of unrest made it difficult to concentrate.
Damn it, Lizard, talk to me. What's going on?
Trouble. Nasty, nasty trouble.
I swear, if you say
There's a Praetorian patrolling around the warehouse.
What the hell is a Praetorian doing guarding a black market warehouse?
Well, either the little piggy got sick of the sun, or...
Or?
that son of a bitch Winkler lied about whose warehouse this is.
So, what do we do?
Let me think.
Think faster!
I swear, you could have been a comedian. The truth is that we have two options here. Option A, I try to bribe the man. He may be ordered to stand guard here, but he sure isn't getting paid enough. Option B, we try to sneak around him, hoping there's an opening we can squeeze through.
Option C, there is no option C. Well, I don't think bribing's going to work. Well, I think we'll try and sneak around them.
What if there isn't one?
We resort to option A.
What a master plan you've concocted.
You got any better ideas, Snowy?
All right. I hope this works.
So how do you want to do this?
I'm open to suggestions.
Either we go and hide behind those crates over there and wait for the crate to pass us by, or we try to move along that alley there.
Yep, we're going to fail. So...
Let's try the crates.
You see, if we look at the this heat meter, I thought we would have been into that already with how much heat we keep getting, +1 heat. Yeah, it's going to be a fail.
Killian tried to sneak towards the crates, but he was careless. He knocked down a few of them as he tried to hide, and the Praetorians saw them.
What a doofus. Alright, so what's he done then? He's got breed there, those can all give breed. But what does all this stuff mean anyway? You know? I don't know.
Hey, you! Stop!
Right, is this when he starts chasing us? Battle mode, okay. Yeah, well I'm stuck, don't I? I am stuck. Yeah. We could do focus. No, that's gonna... 23%. Let's hit and +1 unique roll. Ah, man. It's just... What? Affliction. It's... I mean, the percentages are so low. Opponent makes the move. I think what they're saying is that there's 3 outcomes and they're the percentages of which outcome will come out. I mean, that could be based on if it's a good outcome. I don't know. Partial what? What happened then? What did I pick? I thought I picked... I was going to pick focus. What? Why the hell? I could have sworn I clicked on focus. I mean, I know this mouse can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but... Oh well, now what? Unless I changed my mind at the last second. I mean, I was looking at these stats trying to get an idea. Perhaps I thought that focus wasn't really going to do anything. I don't know. But yeah, I think I was going to try focus. Partial... You see, what's all this crap about partial success? And it's getting us nowhere, isn't it? What the hell are we doing exactly? I don't think this guy's going to last long. I think we're totally screwed. Yeah, I can't even bring up my stat screen anymore. I mean, I'd have to think that this is stuff. Although now it says 0 for physical. What does that mean? Does that mean that already he's starting to get better at physical? And look, these two are, I mean, spiritual's up as well, apparently. So maybe we'll try focus again. Oh well, finally we get a success roll. Far out. So it reckons we're -2 on heat, but we've got 2 in harm now. I suppose if we can get 3 harm on him, then we win. So I don't know, maybe we'll try physical. Partial success, okay. He restored his armor. Physical's back down again. Spiritual's gone down as well. It's just so weird. I mean, I would hope that the percentages kind of get better further on, you know, like it starts to become a bit more better, because at the moment, yeah, we've kind of screwed up that physical one now, so I think it's just a matter of clicking until something happens. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think we're going to win. Partial success. What have we got now? 0 physical +2. I guess that's what you got to do. You got to go for the second one to get +1 happening. Now, did that stack? I hope it does. No, it doesn't. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I think we're probably going to lose. But fail. Yeah, it's probably, yeah. That's definitely going to. Yep. So we lost. Yep. And now
And
what?
stay down. Charlie Oscar, this is Whiskey Papa 3. I got...
I've got...
The Praetorian choked on his own words, and Killian managed to get back
Choked on his own words?
Before he knew what had happened, the Praetorian fell over dead. Steen came running from the alley where he was hiding, and he examined the dead Praetorian.
What?
What the hell happened to him?
I don't know.
Killian scanned the alleys with his eyes, trying to make sense of the situation. He turned his attention to the dead Praetorian. There was nothing on him. Neither signs of blood,
this is so
nor a
bad.
knife, nor a
This is just so bad.
It seemed as if the Praetorian had just died.
This just... What is the point?
Nothing. Come on, let's go.
Just a moment.
Steen got on his knees and began tinkering with the Praetorian's dead body.
Come on.
Tinkering.
Come on. Ha! There it is.
Steen smiled like a child and dangled a set of keys in front of Killian's eyes.
Quick, grab the stuff and let's get inside.
Killian grabbed the dead Praetorian by his arms and pulled him as hard as he could. He heard Steen unlock the entrance and kept pulling until they were both inside. The two friends looked around the dimly lit warehouse. The building was 2 stories high and filled to the brim with crates and barrels.
This is one huge warehouse.
I know. Look at all this stuff.
Steen rubbed his hands together, and Killian could see that his aura was radiating with greed and eagerness. He took another look at the contents of the warehouse. There were crates holding grain, spirits, and medical supplies. Some contained weapons, and others the drug called moon crystals.
Take view. Start search. Take view. Take view. What the hell is it? Take view.
What exactly is it that we're looking for?
I told you, we're looking for oranges.
Oranges.
I know, smart arse.
What?
How do I know if I found them?
Well, if you found something round and orange, you're on the right track.
Very helpful.
Stop being a smartass and start looking. I'll go look at these boxes or crates or whatever. Let me know if you find anything.
Will do.
Killian walked along the sealed goods, trying to discern which container could be holding the things Steen called oranges. Metallic containers stood along the walls, with thick, heavy cables protruding from their backs and plunged into outlets.
Metallic cane containers. Thick, heavy cables. What? Are they like refrigerated?
Killian stopped before a row of 3 containers and scratched his chin. He decided to pick one and tried to see through it.
Does it really matter which one? And what's my stats at? That's funny. So it looks like, I mean, I was completely stuffed, wasn't I? Now I've only got 3 for harm. A scratch, a bite or a punch, nothing, time won't heal. And my heat is down to 2. If I had a point, I would put it on there, but why didn't he use the throwing knives? Oh wow, we actually got a success.
Gasped in horror. Inside were plastic bags neatly stacked, holding organs. Human organs. Killian felt his stomach roil, and he clenched his fists.
Whose warehouse is this?
Killian saw that the bags were kept fresh, not only due to the container's cooling system, but also due to large blocks of ice placed evenly among the bags. He remembered Megan saying that she'd always dreamed of drinking something chilled with ice, like the luminaries were rumoured to do.
Why would... I mean, you take the ice, it's just going to melt.
But there was no time for that. They had put themselves in grave danger. Now was not the time for personal luxury.
Yeah, whatever.
He had 2 more containers to search. Killian's eyes strained as he tried to use his mutation. Eventually, the metallic casings slowly peeled away, presenting an unclear image of a huge heap of round orange objects.
Round iron object. Well,
Steve,
it looks
I think
like we
I
found
found
it then.
Killian pressed a button on a control panel, and the container's lid hissed as it opened. Steen came next to Killian and looked at the oranges with glee in his eyes.
Time to do our job.
He went behind the container and pulled the plug. Then, when the humming of the box had died out, he produced a knife and put on a pair of leather gloves, cutting the cable in 2.
Why do you have to cut the cable?
What about him?
Crate or a container? What's the difference? I mean, didn't we open crates? I mean, they're calling it container though, aren't they? Well, let's put them in the container with the... I mean, if we take the oranges out, then are we taking the oranges out?
Put him in one of the containers.
Fine by me. Come on, help me pick him up.
The 2 men picked up the heavily armored Praetorian, almost losing their grip on him. They threw him inside one of the containers, sealing it shut. Killian proceeded to smash the control panel and check to see if the container could be opened.
Time to go.
I don't know.
The 2 men escaped through the window, leaving the warehouse locked. They quickly made their way to the front, but stopped dead in their tracks when they were greeted by a nasty surprise.
Yeah, I think there's like somebody with side powers or something, I reckon, that wanted them to get into the warehouse and possibly find something.
In front of the warehouse stood 3 Praetorians, riot lances drawn.
Well, well, well.
Crap.
Looks like we got ourselves a pair of thieving freaks.
Yep.
Shit.
End of the line, freaks. Time to die.
Yep.
As one of the Praetorians started moving forward, he suddenly fell over dead. His body twitched and his companions stared in shock.
What a load of crap. Well, perhaps we could run, but then that might get us to where we were before. What if we charge?
Without giving it much thought, Killian charged at the Praetorians. He tackled and kicked his way through the surprised enforcers, opening a path for them to flee. The two men ran as fast as they could, leaving the warehouse behind them.
So what about the oranges?
Killian heard the footsteps of the Praetorians behind them, but it didn't matter. His mind raced to Megan. She was waiting for him. All that mattered was that he got back to her.
Yeah, right. That's it. I don't know. I mean, maybe we could have another run, just see if we can
47
improve
years ago,
on that
Earth's
one.
orbit was altered, putting the planet in a collision course with the sun.
So we have to choose him, apparently. There doesn't seem to be any way to change it that I can see. Okay, so what happens is we choose some stats, and then we have to pick a card which is going to make one stat go down and the others go up. But what were the stats? So one was physical. So let's put physical was very important, wasn't it? Physical and spiritual. So let's try that. 2, 1. Let's do that. See, so we got lower 1, boost the rest, or boost 1, lower the rest. I think because we want physical and spiritual to increase, we're going to have to pick humility again, unfortunately. So the one that we want to lower, it's either going to have to be mental or emotional. I don't recall seeing emotional on any of the choices. So we'll try that. 3, 0, 4, and 2. Okay, so we got +2 physical or +2 spiritual. Let's do that one. Okay, click on his card. So, yep, that's what we've got. He should be better than what he was before. Okay, let's see how these
The
rolls go
sun
this
loomed
time
over the
around.
black market bazaar, already speaking volumes of the day's heat. People were buzzing about, trying to swiftly finish their chores before the heat made it impossible to stay outside. But the usual serenity of the market was disrupted when two men ran past the surprised customers and vendors.
Damn it, Steen! You said this would be an easy job!
Stop complaining and run, you idiot!
Killian looked behind him and saw that the Praetorian that was chasing them was gaining ground.
In the name of Novus Ordo, stop!
As the two friends ran down the bazaar, a cart passed in front of them, and Killian saw a way to stall their pursuer.
Right, should we do a jump or a slide? We'll try to jump. We'll try a slide this time, even though I think we should have a better chance with +3 of physical.
Killian threw himself on the ground and used his momentum to slide under the cart. The dirt of the street made it difficult, though. Before he got to the other side, he felt the Praetorian's gloved hand grabbing him.
Okay. Oh.
Killian writhed and wiggled, hitting the Praetorian's hand. He felt his heart racing as the realization that he might have been caught dawned on him. In an act of desperation, Killian drew his knife and rammed it into the Praetorian's hand. The Praetorian howled in pain, and his hand let go. Killian fled as fast as he could, leaving the knife in the Praetorian's hand. Steen looked behind them and laughed.
That was a close one.
Killian stopped dead in his tracks when another Praetorian came lunging forth from the scared crowd.
Watch out!
Use shield. Or that one. Look at that, 84% success rate.
Killian grabbed Steen, but not before the Praetorian managed to get a hold of him as well. The two locked eyes, and then turned to Steen, who was shooting frightened looks between them.
Yeah. It's kind of weird. It feels like there's two systems fighting against each other. Because you've got that percentage rating, but then you throw the dice, and it just doesn't kind of match up, you know? You can't. So it makes me wonder. I mean, what is the point of the percentage? I mean, how can it tell you a percentage when you haven't even rolled the dice? I don't know. Something's not gelling.
As if snapped back to reality, Steen pulled at the Praetorian, using the man's weight against him. He headbutted him so hard that the helmet cracked and the Praetorian fell over.
Oh, sorry, forgot I had this hard skin mutation thing.
Shut up and run!
Hurry.
Steen led Killian away from the bazaar, and they vanished into a maze of alleys. As he ran, Killian thought about how they had gotten into this mess. He looked over at Steen, who seemed excited like a little boy, despite their predicament. It's a simple job, Steen had told him. In and out, and we'll be home before you know it.
In here.
Steen went to the side of a building and pried a gate that led to a basement open. He looked inside and hopped in. Killian followed and let out a sigh of relief when he felt the shade on his skin. What an absolute Zeppelin crash of a day that had become. He should never have let Steen talk him into this job. Nothing is ever as simple with Steen Lizard, especially when he asks you to break into a warehouse with him. A few hours ago, Killian snuck behind Steen as they made their way along the wall of an empty building. It provided moderate shade, but the rubble and trash that laid in heaps around them made for good cover. Dust was blowing in the air when a warm wind swept through that part of the center, a part which no one but those working for the black market was allowed to visit.
It's just around this corner. Come on.
Steen snuck up to the corner of the building and took a quick look around.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean, uh-oh?
Damn it, Winkler!
%84%.
Leaving Steen to mumble curses, Killian looked at the wall that stood between them and their destination. After a moment, the wall dissipated from his sight and an image started forming in its place. Blurry at first, then clear as day. Killian's eyes shot open with a shock. He saw the entrance to a warehouse and someone pacing in front of it. A Praetorian.
Steen, what the hell did you get us into this time?
I don't know, man. Winkler said this would be a quick in-and-out job. He didn't mention anything about a guard.
A Praetorian guard. So, what do we do?
Let me think.
Think faster!
I swear, you could have been a comedian. The truth is that we have two options here. Option A, I try to bribe the man. He may be ordered to stand guard here, but he sure isn't getting paid enough. Option B, we try to sneak around him, hoping there's an opening we can squeeze through.
And what if there isn't one?
We resort to option A.
What a master plan you've concocted.
You got any better ideas, Snowy?
Die.
All right. I hope this works.
So how do you want to do this?
I'm open to suggestions.
Either we go and hide behind those crates over there and wait for the freight to pass us by, or we try to move along that alley there.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter which one, does it?
Let's go for the alley.
Killian and Steen crept down to the shadowy alley, leading next to a building close to the warehouse. The road ahead was clear, and the pair slowly made their way to the edge that led them right across the back of the warehouse. They continued down the alley and turned left at the building. There they stopped and waited to see if the Praetorian was close by.
You think he's close?
I don't know.
Well, we're just going to have to go with the higher percentage. I mean, you know. we
Killian
could
heard the
always
footsteps
fail
of the
anyway,
Praetorian
so
getting closer, but there was no time for caution left.
Come on, let's move!
The two men hurried down the side of the building and reached the back of the warehouse.
Up there.
Steen pointed at an open window slightly above them.
Boost me up! Hurry!
Steen put his hands together and hoisted Killian to the window. The hitman turned around and pulled his friend up.
Hitman.
Killian hopped down from the windowsill and landed gracefully on his feet. He began looking around and heard Steen struggling to come in behind him.
Rod, damn it!
You okay there?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just prefer using doors.
You are the weirdest smuggler I've ever met.
I'm the best smuggler you've ever met.
The two friends looked around the dimly lit warehouse. The building was 2 stories high and filled to the brim with crates and barrels.
This is one huge warehouse.
I know. Look at all this stuff.
Steen rubbed his hands together, and Killian could see that his aura was radiating with greed and eagerness. He took another look at the contents of the warehouse. There were crates holding grain, spirits, and medical supplies. Some contained weapons, and others the drug called moon crystals.
Take you what? Start search, burner, emotional. -4 emotional, 16%. Okay, I don't think that's going to work.
What exactly is it that we're looking for?
I told you. I'm looking
Perhaps
for oranges.
take you. What if I could have gone take you and then weapon? You know, maybe that could have been a good idea.
I know, smart arse. How do I know if I found them?
Well, if you found something round and orange, you're on the right track.
Very helpful.
Stop being a smartass and start looking. I'll go look at these boxes or crates or whatever. Let me know if you find anything.
Will do.
Killian walked along the sealed goods, trying to discern which container could be holding the things Steen called oranges. Metallic containers stood along the walls, with thick, heavy cables protruding from their backs and plunged into outlets. Killian stopped before a row of 3 containers and scratched his chin. He decided to pick one and tried to see through it.
Who knows? Maybe it might be the same one as last time.
He looked at the left container and, without much effort,
There you
managed
go.
to take a clear look through the metal casing. He saw heaps of the round orange object Steen had described. He turned around and called his friend.
Found them.
Killian pressed a button on a control panel, and the container's lid hissed as it opened. Steen came next to Killian and looked at the oranges with glee in his eyes.
Time to do our job.
He went behind the container and pulled the plug. Then, when the humming of the box had died out, he produced a knife and put on a pair of leather gloves, cutting the cable in 2.
Time to go.
The 2 men escaped through the window, leaving the warehouse locked. They quickly made their way to the front, but stopped dead in their tracks when they were greeted by a nasty surprise.
Right. Yeah.
The
So it doesn't
Praetorian
really
who
matter what
guarded
you
the
do, does it?
warehouse awaited them with 2 more, riot lances drawn.
You little plebe of shit. Thought you could just sneak by?
Shit.
End of the line, freaks. Time to die.
As one of the Praetorians started moving forward, he suddenly fell over dead. His body twitched and his companion stared in shock.
Run or charge? Oh.
Run!
Killian grabbed Steen and pulled him away from the scene. The two men ran as fast as they could, leaving the warehouse behind them. Killian heard the footsteps of the Praetorians behind them, but it didn't matter. His mind raced to Megan. She was waiting for him. All that mattered was that he got back to her.
Right. So it's pretty linear, isn't it? I don't know. It's a hard choice, isn't it? It's quite linear, isn't it? I mean, we did make a slight difference, but it was rather pointless, wasn't it? Like, the story didn't really change. But it was very weird with, you had a percentage of success, and then you had the roll of the die. So it's like two percentages of success happening, you know? I don't quite understand why is there two things. I mean, if you've got 83% chance of success, then that is your probability. So what is the rolling of the dice for? You know? Or you could have it vice versa, you know, like if you're rolling dice, what does the percentage have to do with anything? Yeah, it just, something's not quite right there. And the success based on stats didn't work either, because if you had it just didn't really, nothing seemed to have an effect. I mean, the dice, if you could still get low dice even if you had high percentage. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense, you know? Something's just not gelling there, you know? Because in a game, you put your stats up, which is supposed to increase your percentage of success. But with the dice being thrown, the dice are completely separate. I mean, it just doesn't work. You can't have two different systems. You have to use one or the other. You can't, you know, like if you increase your stats, it changes your percentage, right? Your percentage of success. So when you up your stats, the percentage of success increases, and that's how games usually work. But because this is based on dice as well, your stats and the percentage of success just become irrelevant. They because the dice are physical, they've got a number of sides, you know, numbers 1 to 6 or whatever the hell it is, and your stats have no effect on the numbers on the dice. If they did, that would be a different story. Or yeah, I don't know. I mean, we could argue about it all night, because someone could say, "Oh well, look, your stats get added on to whatever the dice are," but then how does the percentage of success come into it? You know, because if you throw two dice, you know, and they both come up with a 1 or, you know, something like real low numbers, 1 to 4 or something like that, you know, it wouldn't matter what your stat is, and it wouldn't matter what your percentage of success is. Nothing is going to make that come out good, you know. Yeah, it just doesn't work as far as I'm concerned. You can't have two different systems working like that because they don't work together. It's no, there's no way. So yeah, I'm going to leave it at that. If you want to try out this demo, you can find it on the game Steam store page. The game is called Dimday Red, and I think it's releasing 2023, they reckon. But yeah, if you want to try the demo out, you can go and find it there. The only technical issue, well, I mean, there's no graphic options, no video, just like resolution options, anything like that. Window full screen, there's none of that. And there's something wrong with the audio. No matter what you do, the audio is quiet. So yeah, that's the only technical issues I had with it. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. And thanks for watching. Catch you next time.